Good morning, everyone. Today, something was wearing on my mind, and I decided, let me reach out to my subscribers and anyone out there that could shed some light on a situation like this. I will describe a scenario to you guys, and I would like you to please comment down below your thoughts and opinions on a particular situation like this. I would like to hear what other people have to say about it. All right, so if my viewers are female, comment down below and let me know how you would handle this situation. Men, you're free to comment as well. Fathers, you're free to comment and let me know what you think about other men like this. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, the situation is, or scenario, the scenario is, say you're a woman, you meet a man, you fall in love with a man, you marry that man. On the day that you marry this man, problems start to arise. And when I say problems, I mean you start to have so-called baby mama drama issues. All right, let me go into detail. On the day of your wedding, your phone and lifestyle is interrupted because you are having over 42 calls from this said supposed to be baby mother. Okay? So that's the first downfall about your wedding day. The second thing is, during the first week of your marriage, this said baby mother is constantly texting, calling, and leaving messages saying her son needs money for a passport. Her son needs a brand new dresser. Just like big expenses. Mind you, let me get in a little bit more detail. This said father is from a different country, but now he's in America. So if you people are, in America, he's in America, okay? And this said baby mother is overseas. So for a man being in a different country who's not working, who's not making an income, who just got married and is supposed to be trying to get his life together and start a family and better off himself more than what he used to be when he came from where he came from. All right, I established that. Okay, so this man is not working, as I said. He doesn't have any income, and the wife, the new wife, first wife, is the sole breadwinner. A couple weeks after marriage, the first wife finds out she's pregnant. Yay, father is super excited, everything. Now, within the first 3 months of marriage and pregnancy, this said baby mother has been the main cause of problems in the marriage and relationship because of her neediness. Now, she has family where she lives. And upon marrying your new husband, you were very involved in his other side of family because you knew them first. Okay? So when I say that, say his auntie was up here in this foreign country with you. And the auntie is the first person to put a bug in your ear and say, it's not his kid. If you guys are Jamaican, I'm going to be popping in here and there in my little patois. So the auntie said, "Ana theme youth." She's referring to the child abroad, that it's not his kid. The child doesn't look nothing like him. His own mother, this is what the auntie said, which is the mother of the sister. This is how the whole started. So bear with me. I'm out of breath. I am going for a morning walk. So anyway, the auntie says, your husband's own mother doesn't believe that the child is biologically his. Okay, that's fine. This is all word of mouth, but this is grown women. This is a grown woman that's disclosing this information with you. So as his wife, new wife, you will start to feel some kind of way. At least I would feel some kind of way, like, wow, your own auntie don't even think this child is yours. What's going on? So then he puts a bug in your ear and kind of explains the situation to you, stating that, oh, it wasn't my girlfriend. I was in a situation, so I ended up staying in her family's yard, her family's property, and we used to have sex every now and then. Okay. She had her boyfriend, her real man, that lived in country, a lesser developed area than where he was, which was in what you would call a town. Okay? So it's not his woman, but they would have sex from time to time and smoke weed together. Okay. Very unfortunate. But yeah. I got prego brain, so bear with me while I get this story correct. So yeah, so you got this bug put in your ear by his auntie, and along with all the problems that you've recently been facing since being married to this man, all of the problems are revolving around this said woman. And good morning, this said woman and said baby mother that's in this country. And this child and the needs and stuff. Now let me clarify something, ladies and gentlemen. When you get into a relationship or meet someone, if they have children already, that's considered a package deal. Either you accept it or you leave it. Take it or you leave it, correct? You don't have to be forced to be with somebody if you do not accept them as they are, or accept the luggage or baggage or lifestyle or whatever it is that they come with. You don't have to accept that. However, you do have to reach a mutual agreement. Now, when the wife met this said husband, she was fully accepting until all these problems started to arise. And then boom, one day, this wife sees a picture of this child. How do I get into the physical aspects of it? Basically, the child looks nothing, absolutely nothing like the father. The child looks like, and looks can be deceiving because a child can look like anybody. I get that. However, the child doesn't have any features whatsoever of the husband. Okay, let's jump forward now. 3 months into the marriage and into the new wife's pregnancy, she couldn't take it no more. She discussed with her husband, as well as the so-called baby mother that lives overseas, that she would like to do a DNA test just to get everything on the open, and if the child is his, then he could file for that said child when the new wife takes care of him, green card, the whole sort. So that was the plan. That was the arrangement. Of course, it didn't go so nicely. It's hot out here, guys. Of course, it didn't go so easily. The new wife kind of had to trick the new baby mother, like, hey, yeah, we friends, yeah, bitch, no, not really, type thing. In order for that woman to allow the DNA testing. It's an official, proper DNA testing from DNA Diagnostic Center, the same ones that Mari uses, or Mari, however you pronounce it, right? Okay, DNA testing is done. A couple weeks after, email comes in, documents are mailed. It says, paternal father probability, 0%. 0. You guys hear me? Did you hear me? 0%. Okay. Remember, you're the new wife. Put yourself in these shoes. You're the new wife. You're pregnant. with this man's child, and now you find out you're pregnant with his actual firstborn child. Oh, let me top it off. This child, when this man came to America, this child was like 3 months old. About 3 months, if that. For the most. The child was an infant. Excuse me. So, it's not like they had a major attachment or anything. Now, another story that the wife got from her husband is that he lived in a very bad part of town where they have extortion and violence and all those kind of stuff. So there's like dons or people who are supposed to be like leaders of the community, not positive leaders, but like, you know, gangsters type stuff. And when dealing with those kind of people, and you're a younger male, they give you, he said, that they give you somewhat of a break, especially if they find out you have a child or a child on the way. So they consider you like as a youth coming up, and they want you to be able to live so you can take care of that child. So he said when she came to him with the pregnancy, the way she came to him is that she went to her boyfriend and said, I'm pregnant. He said, it's not mine, it's for the guy that's in town, bringing the belly to him. So she said that's what she did. She brought the belly to this guy, that's your husband. And he accepted it. The reason why he accepted it is because 2 reasons. He don't like to wear condom, and he knew that. That's the second reason. But the first reason, what he said, is that that was like his meal ticket, his ticket out of town, his ticket to try and kind of turn his life around. So he claimed it. Jamaicans would say, him take jacket. He took that jacket he took that jacket very well. And he took it because he wanted a way out. He didn't want to have to go do certain extortion or bad things or whatever that the other people or other men in the community would have to do for survival or to make a name for themselves. I guess he wanted to try that father role. All right, I'm rambling. So anyway, yeah, find out the child is not yours. Your wife brings that to you. Now, as the wife, experiencing so much difficulty in your marriage because of this said woman and said child, you jumping for joy. Like, yes, I found a man. I'm giving him his first child. How rewarding is that? And to know that he doesn't have no baggage now. Officially no baggage, no luggage, no responsibility. You guys can focus on your household, starting your family, raising your family, and building your career together. That was the thoughts of that current wife. When she brought the paternity test to him, he was pissed. Not pissed at that said baby mother, but pissed at the wife. Even though he was in agreement to it, his wife is the same one who swabbed his mouth to send that DNA diagnostic sample off. He gave her that authority, that right to do that. They had that so-called communication. But now that he got the test results back and the child is not his, he starts to cuss you out in the worst way. All kind of clots and blood clot and this clot and why you don't stay out of it and blah, 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 stuff like that. Yeah. So this wife is taken aback. She's thrown aback. She's like, oh my God, you know, this is my husband. Like, why would you treat me like that? You should be happy. Now you don't have no baggage. Now all this money from our household, being that I'm the main breadwinner now, because you the wife. So you the main breadwinner until he can get his papers, until you file for him and do all the necessary things you need to do as a woman to build your family and your foundation to help and assist. He pissed with you. Okay, time goes on. You have the baby. You see this baby's features as a new wife. This baby is identical to her father. Same big ass thumbs as fingers. She only got fingers, she had thumbs because his hands are so big. Same copper complexion. her hair is just so straight and curly, and at the same time it's straight first and it turns super curly, like she's spit an image of her father, and he sees that. On top of that, during your pregnancy, he kept on asking for a boy, and you compare the situation being that, okay, this child is not his, now he really wants a boy, and he's not too thrilled if you will be having a girl, but then you have a girl and he's so in love with his daughter, right? He's happy to have her. So let's skip forward now. Situation breaks down. By the time your first child together is 10 months, you end up pregnant with the second one. Second one wasn't planned, but you're married and you're still trying to work it out. So, you know, you're going to accept the blessings that God gave you. Boom, okay? By the time you give birth to your second child together in the marriage, which is the following year, because your daughter was 10 months when you got pregnant with the second one. So the following year you had the baby. It's a boy. That boy comes out freaking identical. I mean, when you go, you would say that the father hawked and spit that child out himself. And throughout the whole entire pregnancy, it was hell. It was hell with your husband. It was hell in your household. Everything was just hell. All right. You guys get a divorce. When your second child is born, you decide, you know, this is not working. Nobody needs to live like this. And evidently he has other plans. He has other plans. I forgot to put in there, before your second child was born, he was granted his green card. Why? Because you spent that $1,080 at that time. You used your first child, because he met you as a single mother. So you was a package deal. And your child is undeniably yours as a woman, okay? So he met you with your package deal. This chair is where I can't even sit down. Okay, and stuff. So before you have your second child together, he gets his green card. There's certain things that, you know, you wanted to change and work together as a family to make life better and stuff. Things that weren't that way when you guys first met, like constant smoking of weed and meeting neighbors and then begging neighbors for, like, stuff that's just like really disgusting to a relationship, especially if you never lived that lifestyle to begin with. Now mind you, prior to you getting involved and saying I do, none of these things leaked out. Yes, you knew when he lived overseas he would occasionally bun his weed or bun his ganja and stuff, but he said occasionally. All of a sudden, the same week that y'all got married, you find out this dude smoked. Like, what the fuck? Everything is a shock. Everything was just thrown at you after you said you do, okay? And you married this man for what you thought were the right reasons in the woman's aspect. You really loved him. Okay, all right, so got that across. He had his green card already. You're heavily pregnant with the second child. You had the second child. The marriage had broke down inevitably, and it was just unrepairable, what you thought at the time. Plus, you two being young newlyweds, you never had the guidance that you needed. Like, there was no one to sit both of you down and talk to you about it and say, well, instead of you guys getting a divorce, how about you just separate? Or how about you just find time to work on each other and still co-parent properly for the sake of those two kids? We ain't have that kind of, you know, support. So, and he was the type of individual, very cocky, very blunt, very, you can't tell me how to live my life, and I don't seek approval or seek guidance from anybody. I do what I feel like doing. That's the kind of attitude said man had. All right, so after you have the second baby now, he, like, upon having, like, birth, he comes back to you and is telling you, oh, you really want to throw all of this away? Oh, you know, he wanted to stay. By this time now, by the time you had the new baby, he had already moved out. You send him back to where he came from. Not different country, but you send him somewhere else to give problems somewhere else so you can go through your pregnancy in peace. So yeah, he moves to a different state. He's living there, living his life, everything, and would periodically come down to visit his first daughter. Really, that was like once in a blue. So after you have the baby now, the second baby, which is his biological son, he tries to bring the family stuff back to you. And being a new mother again and having under two, it was difficult, and you want to work on it, and plus you love your husband, right? However, your husband was living two different lives. He had somebody that he already was seeing in the next state, seeing in a way that he kind of wanted you, or allowed her to convince him to get the divorce with you, his pregnant wife, or wife who just had a newborn for him. Get the divorce and I'll marry you type stuff. So he basically was engaged to somebody else, and then before your divorce was even complete, you following me? He was engaged to somebody else within those freaking 9 months time that you was pregnant, and planning to marry that person. Now, I don't understand, quite frankly, if it was a coy to say, okay, I had my green card less than 2 years. Hell, I had it less than 4 months. I have to hurry. If she divorced me, I have to hurry up and find somebody else to marry so that I can keep my papers and stay in America. I don't know if that was said person's actual thoughts, but again, this is a scenario. So anyway, okay, baby is born, 2 weeks old. Wife says, you know what, it's best we just separate. Was it a hasty decision? I would say yes, but describing all the problems, marital problems, stress issues, disrespect, how the marriage was just broken down, no guidance to try and work on it. Oh, and they did try marriage counseling, but he said he don't need nobody to counsel to him, so he stopped going to counseling type stuff. It's like he wasn't putting out the full effort, in her opinion. So, okay, they have a divorce exactly when the second child turns 2 weeks old. Okay? After the child turns 2 weeks old, within, I want to say within 3.5 months, he's remarried. Follow me. Have a 2-week-old baby. You get divorced on the day your child turns 2 weeks old. 3 months later, you're not only engaged, but married to somebody brand spanking new. Okay? So, that was a situation and scenario, okay? 6 months, less than 6 months into his new marriage, where is that said individual, that said ex-husband? Back in your home, your household, up in between your legs, because, oh, he loves you and this is his family and blah, blah, blah. He's still married to this woman, but, don't knock the first wife too much, because you know how they say stick to the bad that you know, or stick to the old that you know? It was one of those situations, because this woman she has two fresh new kids, a total of 3 kids, and she wasn't going out there or whatever. So when he's coming back to her and stuff like that, and knowing the scenario and situation in which the other woman, the new wife now, the second wife, was dealing with that whole picture. Like, she knew he was married, knew he had a 1-year-old, knew he had a baby on the way, then knew he had a newborn and a 1-year-old, and you still gonna engage this man? Like, what the fuck? Me personally, if a man is gonna come to me and he tells me, oh, I got a girl pregnant or whatever, oh, it wasn't like that, it was an accident, whatever stories that men will come to you and say once they have somebody else pregnant and they want a relationship with you or want to sleep with you or whatever, me personally, I would send them on their way. Not disrespectfully. We can be friends, but we're not going to get intimate. You know why? Because it does not feel good to be alone, be a woman, be pregnant, and be going through that shit alone with no support from the person who got you pregnant. So me personally, I would not, do not and would not want to do that to any woman. No, yo, I feel like no woman deserves that. It's just wrong. But anyway, yeah, so the reason why the first wife starts, engaging in action with said husband is because, one, he came on to her, not her on to him. And two, this chick don't know him from Adam. She only knew him for a couple of months. And she knew his situation. But yet, when you're the new chick, or the side chick, or whatever you want to call these kind of chicks nowadays, when you're the one on the back burner and you're the one getting the sex, you're the one getting the money now, and the ex-wife is sitting there, struggling, busting her ass to work and support these now 3 kids, you feel like you in heaven, you in la la land. So you gonna do all this trifling shit, right? Not thinking, oh, the tables could turn. The same way you got him is the same way you lost him, and the same way you will lose him. So now he's back and forth dealing with his wife, his first wife, and you find this out. So now y'all marriage start having problems. Okay, boom, a pregnancy comes about again with the first wife. Okay, that baby didn't make it. All right, we move on. Now this said husband is on his second divorce, supposedly. Not even being married for a whole year. Not even being married for a whole year, and already you giving your new wife, your second wife, hell. Okay, they supposedly separate. He has moved in and out of his first wife's home where his children are on several occasions. Every minute he's moving in, he's moving out, he's moving in, moving out, creating a home of unstableness for the children, creating more problems instead of adding. It was a constant battle. Okay, move forward to present day. You're pregnant with his now 3rd biological child. You guys are divorced, but the way you ended up pregnant with this one is, number 1, you was on birth control. Number 2, you had what you thought was 3 periods, not knowing you was pregnant, and you had took Plan Bs. You did everything in your mind, in your power, to try and make sure you don't get pregnant for this person again, just because you know how this person switches up, changes his skin, his attitude, his whole demeanor like a freaking chameleon. Okay, you knew these things. However, you're not one for abortions, though it was thought about, and you just accept your blessing, and you decide to carry the pregnancy. Boom! As soon as he find out you're pregnant with this 4th one, which is his 3rd biological child, shit is not going right. He's not contributing. He's basically being a bum-ass nigga to you, and you're not tolerant of that. So, again, you send him on his merry way to go give somebody else headache or go do what he wants to do out there while you try to focus on yourself and the baby and the pregnancy and your kids. Okay? Now, here's the actual situation after all that rambling. Just wanted you guys to see the picture first. Okay? You're pregnant with his 3rd biological child. Throughout the years, you guys have had constant court battles, as far as from divorce to issues with co-parenting, to issues with finances, like, child support and things of that nature, because you've always been the woman to try and give him chances. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but multiple chances. Not that you're stupid, not that you're soft to him, not that you're insecure, any of those things. It's just a matter of trying, not for the sake of you as the woman, but for the children. In your mind as the woman, that's what you're trying to do. All you want to do is co-parent. Even if you guys don't have sex, even if you guys are not in love or have that kind of close friendship, relationship, whatever, you just want to get along for the strength of the kids, and the shit is not working. So, okay, boom, present day, you're back in court. As the first wife, it has always been a problem with this chick in the other country. Now, this chick in the other country left that child for the last 4 years. She up and left that child and went off to another small island. Had another kid that she doesn't know who her baby father is, or apparently the baby father for the one that she had just completely ditched her, doesn't help, whatever. She's a little sob. And God forgive me, because I'm not trying to bash any woman or whatever, but you know them chicks that is just dumb as fuck. And don't say, yeah, you. No. I'm talking about the ones that as soon as you meet a stranger, you're pregnant for that stranger. And then he's not even claiming his kid. And you just had this situation where in the country that you just came from. Okay? So, okay. She has a current 1-year-old now, and the father and the family and whatever is not accepting that child or not helping with the child, especially the father. And you as a new wife now, you go to court again while you're currently pregnant. You go to court with this ex-husband to try and figure out stuff, because there's just no way to get around it. There's no way to co-parent properly with your ex-husband, no nothing. There's no communication or understanding, no nothing. You sit before the family service people. This man, the family service personnel says, what is the name of your first child? And this man spits out the child that's in a different country. She asks a specific question. She said, what is the name of your first child? That means the child that you share with this woman and this man, you too, that's in my office, what's the name of your first child? This faggot decides to spit out the name of the child that's in the other country. Mind you, we had the DNA test, right? Official DNA test. This is the said situation that broke down your marriage, you stupid fuck. And instead of you doing what you're supposed to do and focus on the children that you got that are in front of you, you put other people's kids in front of your own. But then you pose to, this is situation, this scenario. This man poses on social media to friends, to families, to other networks, anywhere he goes. He pretends like his current children, his actual biological children, are the center of his world, are the purpose of his being, and are his everything, when in all actuality, he doesn't give a shit about them. And the reason why I say that is because, one, you would choose to see your biological children. You only live about 2 hours, not even, 1 hour and 34 minutes. You live 1 hour and 34 minutes away from your actual children. And you would only prefer to see your children once a month, like a fucking period. A period. How is that a loving father? And then in his mind, oh, take me off of child support because you're American. So you could go down to welfare. You could go to the government. You guys are American. That's his mentality. Y'all are American, so go live off the government. So now this man doesn't have any form of respect for you. He doesn't want to see you do better. He doesn't want to see you prosper. And he wants you to go live off the government, knowing that you're a hard-ass working woman and mother. Okay? He don't want to pay child support. He don't want to see his kids on a regular basis when he's in the same damn country as them. But he wants you to take him off child support so he can go send the money to his son that's in a different country that's not his son. What kind of parent is that? What kind of guy is that? What kind of father is that? That's what I want to know. He brings this other child's name into the American court system. And if you ask me, I think it's a ploy. I think it's a ploy to make it seem like you have more financial responsibilities than you do, so that the 2 kids and about to be 3 biological kids that you have in America can suffer. Because, oh, their mother got it all. Their mother can go get it all. That's his kind of mentality, if you ask me. I just want you guys to give me your honest opinion, or comment down below and let me know what you think the whole scenario is. If you're a man or if you're a father, tell me why a guy would do something like this. Why would you put someone else's child before your own? But then to people, public, friends, family, social media, you would make it seem like your children are the top of the line. You love your kids, you live for them, you breed for them, you do every single thing for them, but yet you don't want to financially provide. And on top of that, you have 2 small children. Okay? Your first wife, your first ex-wife is about to drop another baby for you in a matter of weeks. You haven't asked what the baby needs. You haven't asked how much stuff have you gotten so far. You haven't asked, can I be a part of the birth? Can I be in the labor and delivery room? You haven't asked none of these things. But what you're concerned about is, oh, take me off of child support. And don't worry about this said child that's in a different country that he's sending money to. He's sending money. Of course, it might not be the ex-wife's business that he's sending money to this child, but in her mind, and in all actuality, he is taken away from their actual kids, and will prefer his children to have nothing or to wait until it's feasible for him. How the fuck can you tell a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old they gotta wait? They need shoes, they gotta wait. They need food, they gotta wait. They want to do something for their birthday or activity. Oh, they gotta wait. When you're peeling out $50, $100, $200 to send it across, and then paying that Western Union or MoneyGram fee, when your children are right there before you, the ones that God blessed you with. Somebody please comment down below and let me know what you think of not only the scenario, but the actual situation of a man that puts other people's kids before his own. And he has become so bitter that he would prefer to stay away. He's not trying to stay away from the mother. Okay? Because the mother don't care. She don't want shit to do with him. She just wants him to be there for the kids. But she ain't gonna force him. You know, she's giving him that leeway, that opportunity to be a father and step up and do whatever he needs to do for the sake of the kids. But he always wants to short-ass not only the children, but he wants to short-ass her. How would you guys deal with this situation? Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I will try to come back to you guys as soon as possible and try to give you some vlogs, but life has been really hectic right now. And on top of that, my laptop broke. So I need to re-up on a lot of things. But just know that I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I would appreciate positive comments, because all the negative ones will be blocked and deleted. But you are still free to speak your mind and on the opinion. Speak your mind or give me your opinion on the situation. I need some water. Bye, y'all.